You know that feeling, right? Sitting in traffic, breathing in fumes, just wishing you were somewhere else. Well, that's a battle cities are fighting all over the world. But what if a city decided to take a huge gamble to try and fix it? That's exactly what we're diving into today.
So here's the big question, isn't it? Can a modern city, a place literally built around cars, actually convince its people to leave them parked at home? To find out, we're heading over to the UK, to the city of Nottingham. And let me tell you, they have been making some really bold and, pretty controversial moves to do just that.
All right, so let's set the scene. Nottingham, like so many other cities, had a classic 21st century headache. Way too many cars. We're talking clogged streets, worsening air quality, you know the deal. They knew they had to do something pretty drastic.
Their answer was something called the Big Wheel Program. Now, this wasn't just one single idea. Think of it more like a whole collection of ambitious projects, all spinning towards one big goal: get people moving in cleaner, greener ways.
And the goals they set were things we can all get behind. I mean, sure, they wanted to tackle the big stuff like congestion and pollution, but they were also trying to fix the everyday headaches, the endless hunt for crazy expensive parking, and just the sheer stress of driving in the city. So the key here is this was about making daily life better, not just hitting some environmental target.
A huge piece of the big wheel puzzle was a massive bet on two wheels. Nottingham basically decided it was going to go all in on becoming a true cycling city. And their strategy was actually pretty clever. A simple three-step process. First up, teach the next generation. They built special training tracks for kids to create a whole new wave of confident, lifelong cyclists. Second, make it easy. They rolled out a citywide bike hire scheme. Now, it had a bit of a slow start, but after a while, it really started to take off. And third, and this is the really crucial one, make it safe. They invested millions of pounds in building dedicated, separated cycle lanes. Because honestly, if people don't feel safe out there, they're just not going to ride. It's as simple as that.
But this is where the conflict really heats up. This slide shows the trade-off perfectly. For people on bikes, these new lanes were a dream come true. Safer, more comfortable, just better. But for drivers, well, it meant construction chaos, less space on the road, and sometimes even worse traffic jams.
So, did all that effort actually work? Well, just look at this number. The result of all that investment was a 1/3 increase in the number of people cycling in the city. That is a huge success from that point of view. It actually put Nottingham among the top cities in the UK for cycling to work.
But as successful as the cycling plan was, it was only one piece of the puzzle. Now we got to talk about the biggest, the most expensive, and definitely the most controversial part of Nottingham's green gamble: its tram system. On paper, the promise of the tram, officially called the Nottingham Express Transit, was massive. It's electric, so it cuts emissions. It's quieter, so less noise pollution. And most importantly, it connects people's homes to where the jobs are, which supports the local economy and serves millions of passengers every year. Sounds great, right?
Well, a promise like that comes with an absolutely jaw-dropping price tag. We're talking hundreds of millions of pounds. That is a truly staggering investment for any city to make. And of course, that kind of cost led to public criticism. This quote from the source material really sums it up. When that much public money and local taxes are being spent, people rightly start to ask, hey, is this massive project really worth the price?
So, after all the investment, all the construction, and all the controversy, did it actually work? Okay, let's break down the reality of what happened.
This table really lays it out for us. It's kind of a tale of two projects, and each one has a big win and a big catch. The cycle lanes? A huge win for getting more people on bikes. The catch? It increased traffic for cars. The tram system? A big win for clean, efficient transport. The catch? That enormous cost to the public. And that brings us to the final verdict. So, yes, the air quality in Nottingham has improved. That's a definite win. But these ambitious plans weren't a magic bullet. The city still struggles with traffic and pollution. It's better, for sure, but it's not perfect. So, what can other cities learn from all this? Is Nottingham a blueprint that everyone should copy? Or is it more of a cautionary tale? The biggest takeaway here is that there are no easy answers. Trying to remake a city for a greener future is not a simple fix. It's a complex journey of making really tough choices, of balancing the needs of drivers, cyclists, taxpayers, everyone. It seems like every solution creates a brand new challenge. Which leaves us with this one last vital question. What is the right price to pay for a cleaner, healthier city? How much disruption and how much public money is it worth? Nottingham's story provides one answer:
But in the end, every single city is going to have to find its own.